Hi there, scrappers and crafters. Christine here from Bugmark Creations. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. Today I am going to show you how to do what's called a double embossing. And what it is you take your stamp set. It doesn't really matter how you do this. I'm going to be using a triple stamp. You can use a regular stamp and then stamp words over top of it, or however you want to do it. It all works out exactly the same way. I'm doing this on dark cardstock, so there's just a slight variation on what to do with dark and light. With the dark cardstock, because I'm going to be using my own handmade embossing powders that I showed in the previous video, but because it's on dark, and these are quite dark colors, they're not going to show up on this. So I'm going to be using some of the store-bought ones, because these are super light, and they'll show up really well on here. So I'm going to use the pink and the white for that as the bottom layer, and then the other ones will show up on top of it. So just let me grab my stuff here and I'll show you what you need, and then we'll get started. Okay, so first off, what you'll need is a dark cardstock, which I'm using really pretty black, and then I have my card here, which is already folded to standard 4.5 or 4.25 by 5.5. You'll need an embossing buddy or some kind of embossing cornstarch, something that will rub over top of this, and you'll be needing that. You'll need, of course, your stamp plate, some stamps. I'm using the Lotus Blossom from Stampin' Up. It's a really cute, and I'm going to be using this thank you. You'll need whatever colors you want for your flower or whatever you're using, so I'm using these colors. I'm going to be doing one pink and one purple. I might just do one pink. You'll obviously need your heat gun of some sorts. This is from Marvy. It works really well. And I'm going to be using this really pretty glitter just as a background. And you will need some sort of sticky ink. This is Versamark in the clear Versamark. Works really good, so I'll be using that. And that's about it. So let's get started. So first off, what you'll want to do is emboss, or use your embossing buddy and go all over this little sheet here and get it nice and powdered up so nothing will stick to it. You want a scrap piece of paper as well. This is my scrap piece here, and I actually like to use this embossing buddy over this thing too, so my embossing powder doesn't stick to it. So got that prepped up. Alrighty, so let's use, and this 3-step embossing is actually kind of fun. I also have this stamp cleaner. You can also use baby wipes, which I might end up doing. So we're gonna grab our first one and stamp that on. Alright, and use our Versamark. Get it all nice and sticky. And it doesn't really matter where you start. I'm just going to start with this here. And I'm going to stamp pretty firm to make sure I get a really good impression. And I'm going to be starting with the purple flower, which will be in the background. There's that. Got that one. So you can kind of sort of see it. So with the purple one, I am going to be using this white embossing powder. I'll bring that over. And we want to sprinkle that over top of it. Make sure it's all on there. You don't have any weird little pieces hanging around. It doesn't really matter if you do. So I'll set that aside. And you'll want to warm up your embossing gun for at least 15 seconds. I like to go 30 seconds. So I'm just going to heat that up and I'll be right back. Let's heat it up, and then we just want to emboss just until it melts. Just like that. I hit the back just a little bit. Alright, there's that. not done. Let that cool down just a little bit. Cool to touch. You want to take your little embossing buddy thingy and go over that. And you just want to line it up. It's really easy to see this to line up. Just by I'm going to push that on there pretty good. Don't want to slide it around. And I'm going to take my lighter powder. This is the stuff that I made. So take the lighter embossing powder. Bring this in. It's melted. Looks so good so far. And see how those embossing powders that we made, they just emboss absolutely beautifully. So once that's dry, again, you want to go over it with the non-stick pad thingy. And grab the third layer. Right there. Flat, so. And that, my friends, is double or triple embossing, basically embossing over top of embossing, and it looks super cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up so I can get the second one on there, and then I'll be back once the second one's on and the stem is on, and then we'll add a sentiment and assemble the card. The ultra thick, that's this stuff is, kind of leaves a little ridge. It looks really nifty. I actually quite like how it looks. But that is double embossing or triple embossing in this case.